Welcome back. Today, we want to continue and actually conclude our series on creating and using your best LinkedIn page.
Yeah, and I think that the best piece of advice we can give to you is that your LinkedIn profile page is only as good as the use that
Exactly.
you use.
So there are so many pages that are out there that you can tell they're never used. There's no activity, there's nobody doing anything, and it might look pretty. It's not going to win you any jobs or network connections or activity at all. So yeah, great.
So let's just talk about some of the steps that you can use, the strategies you can use to actually make your LinkedIn profile work best for you.
Right. And I like the way you phrase that, work for you, because again, it's not a static page. So I would say, first of all, you need to be active on the platform. So you might see that LinkedIn suggests a kind of a benchmark of 500 connections.
Yes.
Because that's the point at which they feel there's critical mass that you'll be able to connect with people that you need to connect with. But you need to be doing something on your page for them to ever see you again once they connect with you.
And I just want to say something about the 500, because that can feel really overwhelming, especially if you've been out of the game for a long period of time. 500 feels monumental.
It does.
It actually goes much quicker than you realize once you start connecting. So you have to kind of,
I mean, you and I were not that active on LinkedIn when we started the
No.
company, and we'd hired Scott. And remember, you said you guys have to get your LinkedIn. We're like, oh gosh, it happens organically if you're active on the platform, because people find you through your other connections.
Well, and you can see it with our students too. It's like they'll have 0. And then by the end of the course, they're maybe at like 250, 275 because they've been actively connecting with people. And it just goes for you know more people than you realize.
And people are finding them too based on their activity. So our general rule is, we may have said this in one other video too, once a week, do something. As at a minimum, either like something, better yet, comment on something, better yet, share an article or a post with a comment, just so you're in the movement. You're moving within the algorithm, so people see that you're still alive and well. In fact, when Kelley and I are doing our own networking for business partnerships, one of the things we always look at is that activity section. And if we see that someone hasn't posted anything in 2 months, our assumption is they're probably not that active on the platform. So they may not be someone we want to be working with, because we need people who are active. So that's one. And then all the way at the bottom of your page, another way to stay active is to follow thought leaders and organizations that interest you. If you're looking for a job, you better be following the companies that you want to work for. You're going to find out about job openings before other people do. And you're also going to just hear what's going on for them as an organization. So those are 2 ways of staying active. But I think what you were getting at is more the how do I actively network, not just to find a connection.
Like what's the strategy that I use? Like I want like 3-step strategy of like what I do. So the first is to connect.
So the first thing is to connect with people. And that may be it. If you're currently employed and you just want to build a great network, that's great. But if you're looking for a job, that connection is not enough. You're going to want to try to get something out of that person, whether it's an interview, information about the organization or their role, maybe get connected to another person that they know at work or outside of work. So the first thing, and the mistake most people make, is they'll do a connection. And when you connect with people, most of the time, pretty much all the time, put a message in. Hey, Kelley, good to see you on the platform. Let's connect. All right. This one's a little more strategic. So one of the best ways to find connections that might be able to help you in a job search is through either an organization where you used to work, or better yet, an alumni association. Most of our viewers have gone to college. So you go to your college's or university's page, you click on about, just below the photo, you'll see a 5 columns, drop downs. Click on the one that says people, and then put a few filters in. It'll show you where they went. It'll show you where they went to school. So you can easily,
so you can put in a company name.
Company where they work. You could look at geography, where they live. You could put in
industry.
An industry or a job title, financial analyst or whatever. And it'll create a smaller list. You're looking to get a list of maybe 30. Right. You can also design a parameter for the graduation date. Maybe you really only want people who are older that are decision makers, or maybe you only want people who are younger, who are early career. So lots of different filters. Just full disclosure, the filters aren't always great. Sometimes on LinkedIn, once you get past like 3 filters, it gets all wonky, but sometimes it works. But you can get pretty far with 3 filters. So now I'm going to get 30 names on there. I'm going to see these are 30 people who at least I know went to the same university as me.
Okay.
And, provided they had a decent experience, there's a really good chance they're going to connect with a fellow alum.
Okay. So that is connect.
That's
right?
the connect. And the connect piece is short. It's, hey, Kelley, I see we both went to URI and, you studied communications, or we belong to the same team or sorority or whatever. Let's connect. And that is it.
Okay.
The mistake most people make
Is
they go right for the jugular. They go,
yeah.
oh, Kelley,
Yeah.
I see you went to URI too. And I see we both did this and I'm really interested in doing this. And I see you're a coach and I'm interested in a coach. And I see that and I don't even connect with you.
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
So that low hanging fruit, that very light request of just connect with me because we have
went to the same school.
Right.
That's it.
There's a good chance.
Or we
maybe-
worked at the same company.
Right.
During such and such period
Right.
of time.
And we may not have never known each other. Kelley and I wouldn't have been in college together because we're
Yep.
different age, but there's still a loyalty there.
Yep.
So there's probably about an 80% chance that if Kelley's active on the platform and I can see that she's on there, that she'll connect with me.
So
So-
finding that common ground.
Yes. And just asking for the connection.
Yes.
And that's it.
Okay.
Then there's the message piece.
Yeah. So this is part 2. This is number 2. Step
Right.
2.
So Kelley has now accepted my
Mhm.
request to connect. And now I'm going to take it a step further. Thank her for the connection. Thank you so much for connecting, Kelley. I'm really interested in pivoting into the personal coaching space. That's what you do. Or I'm really interested in working at the Hartford Financial Services arm where your husband works, whatever it is that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in starting a small company
Mhm.
or moving my company online. Would you have 10 minutes to chat about your strategies and what worked for you? It's very low stakes.
Yep.
All right.
You're not asking for a
No,
job.
I'm asking
You're
her to talk
for-
about herself.
Yep. Yep.
And that's an important little distinction to remember
Mhm.
too, because you're not asking for anything more for them, people to talk about themselves and talk about their journeys. And guess what? People love to talk about each other.
Right.
Or about themselves. So, and then you end that message with, would you be able would you be free for a quick 10-minute chat within the next couple of weeks? Afternoons are best for me.
Okay.
So if there was an 80% chance that Kelley would have at least connected with me,
Yep.
there might be a 40% chance that she'll say, sure.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's somewhere in between. She might say, you know what, Susan, I would like to help you, but I'm really slammed right now. Reach out to me again in a couple months.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's honest.
Mhm.
Sometimes they'll ghost you. Sometimes, and very often they'll say, sure.
Mhm.
And then you meet with them
Okay.
and then you ask whatever questions you have.
That's step 3.
That's the meat. Yeah.
Meat. Yeah.
And you're going to ask the questions you have. So you're going to ask about what's it like having an online learning company? How did you know what to do?
Right.
You're going to ask questions and let them talk. You're not talking about yourself. You're not saying, here's my resume. It's really just connecting and considering, what do I need to know?
Mhm.
Now, let's say Kelley works at the company where I want to work.
Mhm.
Maybe I've already applied. So I connect with her. That message is going to be different.
Yes.
That's going to be,
Yep.
Kelley, I'm really interested in working at your company. I've recently applied. Would you have 10 minutes to explain to a fellow alum or share with a fellow alum a little bit about your experience?
Mhm.
Very good chance she'll say yes, because in most companies, you get a cash award if someone you refer gets hired. And I just like to think most people are nice.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone you talk to or try to talk to had to look for a job. They've had to do this. So for the most part, people are kind.
Mhm.
So that's the message part. Then the meat part follows up on that message. Whatever you requested, if you requested help getting in the door,
Mhm.
if you requested another connection,
Yep.
if you requested, I just want to learn about you, you honor that in that meeting, right? The key here
Mhm.
is that I could be successful if, when I did that connection request, I made the whole request.
Right.
But when I ask too much, I'm not as likely to get the connection.
Yeah.
Now, even if Kelley ghosts me
Mhm.
after I send that message, at least I'm connected to her.
Right.
I can go to her later. I can still see what she's up to.
Mhm.
I'm still connected and I'm seeing things in her feed. So at least I've got that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's connect, message, meet. And we're going to put a template below in the comment section that you can access. It's a free template that will teach you and show you an example of how that strategy plays out in the real world.
Okay. So I just want to spend a little bit of time
Yeah.
to say this, because this really comes up with our clients, our students.
Sure.
This is a social platform, and putting yourself out there and asking someone for something, especially when you've been out for an extended period of time, can feel really uncomfortable.
yeah.
Really, really uncomfortable. So what we recommend is to just do it once.
That's right.
Just with one person. Choose one person, make the goal for yourself. You're going to do it this week and see what happens. It's a learning process. It doesn't have to be perfect, because often we want everything to be perfect. Our profile has to look perfect. I have to have my story all 100%. If you wait around for it all to be perfect, I can promise you, we can assure you,
You're waiting a long
you're
time.
you're gonna be waiting forever. So a part of building back your confidence, and this is something that our students come to us and say all the time, I feel like I have to get more confidence, I have to be more confident. This is how you do it, by doing. So just one person, just put this strategy that we taught you today into play with just one person that you're connected with on LinkedIn,
and find the person that would be most comfortable. So for example, most of our students, when they go in and they start searching for names and they come up with those 30 names, they're more likely to connect with a woman.
Right. Yeah.
They might be more likely to connect with a woman who's a mom.
Yeah.
Or was in their sorority, or has something that would make it more likely that they'll not only accept that connection request, but agree to meet.
Yes. But just teach yourself that this is something that you do now. You connect with people on LinkedIn, and you do it with a strategy that is going to give you a better chance of landing that job that you really, really want, and attaining this goal for yourself.
Great. One other little caveat to remember, and maybe to inspire yourself or motivate yourself to do this, is that more than half of the jobs that are filled in the US are never posted. You can't find jobs that aren't posted unless you network. So as you're having these connection meetings and you're talking to them, and you're talking about,
you're getting the inside intel.
Scoop.
Yes. Yeah. So if you want a little bit more accountability and structure for yourself in building your LinkedIn profile, we have a product that we call our LinkedIn Lab. It's a course that we designed. It's a self-study course. It takes you step by step through building your LinkedIn page. It then teaches you this particular strategy and so much more about networking on LinkedIn. And you can also find that link to learn more about that course in the chat.
Great. If you like what you saw today, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to find more about Kelley and me and our company, Prepare to Launch You, our website is just www.preparetolaunchu.com. Thanks.